Welcome back to the channel, or if you're new, thanks for having a look. In today's video, we're just putting some extra colour onto the Iraqi mechanised infantry from the Gulf War, the 1980s sort of look. And the first colour I'm going to use is red leather. And I put red leather, I'll just put a little bit onto the palette. It's just off to my right here. Excuse me. And I'll use it on the AK-47s and things like that. So I'll just move them up there. I'll grab a stand. If you have a bit of a look, you'll see like Soviet sort of weapon systems have a bit of wood on them. And I've gone for this darker sort of colour because the infantry are dark. A lot of the Iraqi weapon systems at the time of the Gulf War and the 80s, they were really well used. They'd been in combat for a long time, so I'm just painting them to give them that really used look. So I just normally put the top bit on the stock in the shoulder there. And it just gives them a bit of colour on a pretty dull looking model. So yeah, anywhere you want a bit of wood showing through. So I'll try and get that in focus a bit, so you can see that they just got a bit of colour on their weapons. And like I mentioned in one of the other videos, this is just to get them to like just a tabletop wargaming sort of standard colour, standard paint. Like you could game with them all right, and they don't look too bad. So just continue on with that. We'll do a couple more here. Try and get a bit of colour in the shoulders. You can see things like this. See this guy's hand here. I haven't painted the back side of it, but I'll just come back to that after. So just go through and paint them all up like that. We've got one more stand here. Anywhere, yeah, like I said, anywhere where there's where there'd be a bit of wooden buttstock sticking through or whatever. So they look pretty good. Then I'll just rinse out that brush. And there's one stand here which has this figure, looks like an officer, just here. So I'll grab red. This is fire red, but you can grab any of those reds. Make sure you give it a good shake. And let's put just the tiniest of drops on the palette. And I'm just going to give him red epaulets, and it just makes him stand out as the commander. So it might be a bit tricky to see, but just give him a couple red epaulets. Let me know. Here's the officer. He's motivating his platoon. And then once I've done that, I rinse out that brush. Sorry, the brush I used was that 5-0 for that. Then I'll just grab the panel line Ascent Brown. And I'm just going to give them a quick wash with that. You can water down a paint colour, that's fine. And we might do that on another stand. And I'll just bring these guys forward here. So I'll just grab move them out of the way. Otherwise they're going to be in the shot and be a bit awkward. So I'll just grab these guys here. And I'll just run some of that brown across them. Not everywhere, just sort of random spots on the uniform, just to give them a little bit of that dirty look. Couple of the helmets, and then I'll grab another one. I'll do the same thing on his helmet, his shoulder, around this guy's legs, around this guy's face, and I'll just go across and just do that to all of them. His helmet maybe a bit along around his shoulder and leg. This guy's the same. On his back, and probably, you probably see his back a bit. So across their backs, just get a little bit of that, and I'll continue that with all the stands. I'll run that across, and then the last thing I'll do for infantry, they're on pretty plain bases. I mean, they're just sand, aren't they? But this is, we're going for that Iraqi desert look. But what I'm going to put on, I'll zoom out, is some scenery, and this is just wild turf tufts. So I've picked a beige colour for that desert look, and they can be bought from most hobby shops, or you find them online. Here in Australia it's $11. So I'll just open this packet up, slide them out, and there is a little excuse me, there is a little guide there on using them and putting them down. So because I'm a master of organisation, and what I'll do, these are really big, so what I'm going to do is pull one off. They just have a sticky base. Now I find if they don't stick to this sand, what I'll use is a bit of PVA wood glue, but we'll see how we go. So that's quite big. I'm going to push that down. I'll zoom in. Push that down quite hard there. And what that's done is just lifted that base a bit and made it look like these guys aren't just fighting in just sand. There's a little bit of turf around them. Say this guy, I'll just grab one off. They're on a sticky base, or on a base and they've got sticky on the bottom, so it's like a sticky little pad. Say one there. I'll just give it a good push down, and it looks like you've got this guy here behind the bushes there. We'll have a look at a couple after. Now the RPG bases might be a little bit small to do it to. I'll have a look at this one. We might do this one. And sometimes if I find that they're too big, I might cut these tufts of grass in half. So put that one there in between the two soldiers. If I pick it up, you just get that idea that they're like hiding in the bushes a bit. They're like, I'm looking for a little bit of cover. Maybe they're on the move a bit. So I'll just bring the three I just did into the shot. And I'll just continue that with all the rest of them. And that will bring our Iraqi army build to the end. And that's just a quick, easy painting guide for that, for the Iraqi army look during that Gulf War time period, with a little bit of grass on there, some bushes that you might find in the desert. Thanks for watching, and we'll get into that Chinook build soon, and we'll just about finish the labs. We'll do the crew commanders for that. So exciting stuff and new projects flying through. We're getting that lab done, Iraqi infantry done. So yeah, things are starting to look really good. All right, I'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.